Puedes mirar al pasado para entender el presente y elegir el futuro. Puedes elegir el entorno y cómo lo respetas. Puedes elegir qué haces y qué te gustaría hacer. Quién eres y quién te gustaría ser. Puedes elegir dónde vas, cómo y con quién. Y puedes elegir cómo protestas, cómo vives y hasta cómo sobrevives. Elige el mundo en el que te gustaría vivir. Docs Barcelona, del 18 al 30 de mayo. Edición online y presencial.
Welcome to Docs Barcelona International Press Conference Day 2. The festival was opened 2 days ago. Still many activities and films to be discovered these days in Barcelona and online in Filmin. All the films will be available until May 13th. We encourage you to keep watching films and enjoying the festival. We are very happy this year to be able to organize these meetings with the filmmakers. Today we have a meeting with Victor Kosakowski. He wouldn't need any presentation. All of you know him. He's been in the festival many times. Last time he was here with Aquarela opening the festival 2 years ago. It was a big success. We are delighted to have him again here in Barcelona. He will be presenting us the film Gunda. We will be premiering the film in Spain, which is an honor for us. The film has had a huge international festival circuit. It was premiered in Berlinale in 2020. Also has been distributed all over United States right now. It has been shown in China, Russia, and now it will be the time to be shown here in Spain. So we are very happy, not only to show because it's Victor's film, but because the film has huge impact to offer to our society. So with further ado, I will pass to start with this conversation with Victor. Victor, welcome. Very happy to have you here. Before talking to you, we will pass the trailer of Gunda, and then we talk. So, as you all have seen, Gunda is a film held in a farm with many animals, a pig, a cow, chicken. Main character is a pig, a sow, a mother of many piglets. Her name is Gunda, and that's why the title of the film is Gunda. It's a superhero. And first thing I wanted to ask Victor, what was the first image that was in your mind to begin this project? And if you could tell us how was the first meeting with Gunda, what you experienced, your feelings the first time you met her.
What do you remember from your childhood first? What your first memory of your childhood?
In a swimming pool with my parents.
Lucky boy. I was with my mom, and we were on the street of St. Petersburg, Leningrad at that time, and we were just passing, and it was like a little bush, and I cut a little leaf from the bush, and my mom, I was probably 3, and my mom asked me, "Why did you do it? Why did you cut leaf?" And I said, "But look, it's beautiful, beautiful." And she said, "Take one hair and cut it. Is it painful?" I said, "Painful?" Same with bush, this bush. It feels pain. Don't do it. Don't cut it. So, this is the beginning of the of Gunda. Then when I was 4 years old, I had a little piglet friend, Vasya. He was 1 month old. So, and we enjoy life together and made mess and run and enjoy. And then one day he became Dina for my relatives. And I stopped eating meat that time. So, in age 4, and you see I'm still alive, right? And yeah, Gunda, I knew the end of the story. And the end of the story was the most important thing. And this is why, you know, once Joyce met his friend, James Joyce met his friend in Switzerland, and the friend asked him, "How are you? I didn't see you for a while." And Joyce said, "I was busy all day writing." And the guy said, "Oh, did you write a lot?" "No, I wrote only 1 line." And he said, "You were searching for words." And Joyce said, "No, I have words. I was searching for order of words." So, same with me. I knew the last word. I knew the last word. I knew that one particular moment, piglets will be taken from Gunda, from the pig, from the mom. And mom will suffer, same as any other mom in the world. As any human mom will suffer, right? So this I knew. This only I knew. The rest for me was, we discover together with my team and with you, by the way. So.
And you had on mind that the film will have this black and white look, that already from beginning you had on mind this idea of going back to the origins of cinema.
Yeah, it has very good question, because it has 3. Normally, if journalists will ask me, I will not speak about it. But as far as we're on the festival, I can tell you the meaning of it. So unconsciously, black and white have this timeless aspect. If you look something black and white, you think it's passed through time and survive, right? It has value already. Because if you look something was filmed 100 years ago and it's still alive, still valuable, it's already a big deal, right? So we have unconscious respect to black and white. So, and we know that it will not die today. It might live longer. This is number 1. Number 2, origin of cinema came from not only black and white, but documentary was origin of cinema, right? And actually 1 shot was origin, not edited story, but shot, right? And this is what is in the ground of Gunda. That's why long shots are very long. and the last shot is 15 minutes long, without any cut, just because to prove that it's real. It's not manipulated. I'm not trying to push you to think something. But there is another aspect, which is totally magic. So if you look to YouTube video, there are hundreds of videos of animals, right? And they're adorable images, right? And if you film piglets, young, just born piglets, they are unbelievable adorable. They're pinky. They're not white, but pinky. And you look at them and you just melting. But if you take out color, you immediately see personality of them. Each of them has personality. It's totally magic. It's against logic, but it is like this. Especially with pigs. Pigs has very tiny, small eyes. And you normally will not see, you will see Gunda, big pig. But if you take out color, you immediately see her eyes. And you immediately know what she tells you. This is magic of cinema.
And would you agree that that is a film without dialogue? Can it be that in a few years the film will be subtitled?
Thank you for this question, man. The beginning of the film, maybe in order they will not talk, we have to speak very low. Then they will listen us. You know, sometimes you have to speak very low, and then people open their ears and they will listen, right? This is what's important with conversation with animal. If you speak loud, they will be scared. They will remember how we were filming. We were very calm. Because you do wrong step, you can spoil relationship with animals, right? But beginning of the film, you were right. In the beginning, one of the possible shooting was, I found scientists who translate animal language. And I was filming cow with her kid, and her kid came to the camera, and he was smelling tripod. And mom cow said, moo. And I didn't pay attention, but scientists start laughing. And I said, why are you laughing? They said to me, come and watch what computer program translated that moo. And it was cow said to her kid, do not destroy. Cow said to her kid, do not destroy. So kid came to tripod and to camera, and mom said, do not destroy. So the problem why I didn't use this, because you remember Copernicus or Galileo, they invented things, but society was not ready to accept it, right? So scientists already found a way to translate animal language. We in our film have 200 different words of Gunda. 200 different hru. For us, it's same like hru hru. But if you put in graphic, then you see each hru is different. We ourselves distinguish 200 different ones. Yeah.
Really?
So yeah. So, but to prove it to society, that society will accept it, it's a long way. Maybe it will take next 100 years to these people will accept it. That's why I said, no, we will not include it into the film. Because important is to, but question, great, thank you for that.
Yeah, well, if the film is black and white and it will survive 100 years, maybe you won't see the subtitles, but
this is why, by the way,
it
sounds like a joke, your question, but in fact, when we were editing, and once we need, in one certain moment of the film, Gunda is supposed to call her kids. But in the way she did it, recording was not good. It was not, because it was car passing by and something. And I decided to put another hue, more visible. And my soundman, Sasha, said, no, we can't do it. I said, why? Because she doesn't say, come here in this particular. So I said, are you joking? He said, no, look. And we started research, and we found he was right. So, and then we thought, okay, if in 100 years' time, people will translate this film, they will not blame us that we cheat. We did everything correct. We did not.
So you said Sasha, Alexander Dudarev, your longtime sound collaborator in most of your films. How it was, because in this film, also one thing that we didn't say is no music. So no music.
You know,
how you work the background, the mastering of sound. It's
you know, as far you were my student. I always said to you that best film is film without music, right? So I all my life wanted to make film without music, but I was never brave enough to make film without music. Last 2 years ago, like with Aquarela, we were very close to show a film without music. But it was so, and Sasha made this party tour with 118 channels of sound of different thousand little sounds of water and ice. And we made a kind of symphony from sounds. But in the last moment, we said, ugh, people will not watch it. People will not watch it. And we need help. As far as there is no dialogues, we said, okay, we need help. And we chose apocalyptic music. But this film, we said, no, we have to do it. Because important was to illuminate any emotional elements of human. Just in order people will feel what animals feel. That people will, just 90 minutes, to be in the level of animal, camera always in the level of animal, even in the level of chicken, and all sounds around real, how they can imagine it, how they can proceed it. So this was really important.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because it's also related of where you put camera, that all sound is kind of an immersive experience of animal world. And one thing I didn't say is that the film doesn't have any human participation, which is in most of documentaries who have somehow a message, not directly, but underlined, or in some cases, very direct message, it's always transmitted with humans. So in this case, I wanted to ask you about, if the kind of thing that you want to give to the world, how is put it in the film? How do you expect that the audience will act accordingly? Or if you just want to make them feel something, and then if you feel, maybe you will act accordingly?
You know that in art there are two ways to achieve your audience. And there is normal, what 99% of documentary is trying to do. They're trying to apply to your brain. Immediately they give you information. That's why most documentaries start with voiceover or with dialogue or with... And when in the moment films start with dialogue, just for you to know, you can ask scientists and they can prove my words now. In the moment I will tell you something, what is happening to you now, your left part of the brain is activated. You're trying to understand what I'm saying. But if I don't say to you anything, your right part of the brain is activated. Because you want to understand it by watching, by feelings, by emotions. You will receive more emotions, more informations, and probably even more thoughts by just watching me. And if you go to cinema, I want you to experience it differently, not through your brain, but through your heart or through your emotional part of you. This is why filmmakers who You know what? We are animals. We don't want to accept it, but we are animals. For thousand years we exist in nature taught us to look. For example, if you go on the street, same if you are animal and you go in savanna and you see another animal. In one look, animals will learn, is it friend animal or is it enemy animal? Better to run away or better relax or better even attack and eat. They know in one look. We need, by the way, they are faster than us. They live longer here. They need 1.2 seconds to understand it. We need 4 seconds. If you go on the street in Barcelona and you meet a new person, you personally will need only 4 seconds to understand, is the person you see now, is it friend or better to be far away from him? Only 4 seconds. But I will shock you now. You need only 17 seconds to understand, is the person you see, is the person you probably might have a sexual relationship or never. So it means your eyes is a huge computer which gives you such information that you don't need words. I don't need to speak in order you understand who is in front of you. You just look and you see. We are animals and we know how to do it. That's why I don't understand films which start with voiceover, which start with information. Then just write article in the newspaper, do books, but if you're a filmmaker, give me image, give me something to experience as an animal, just to look and to feel, to get emotions I never get before. Cinema exists not to tell you story. Cinema exists because filmmaker can show you something you are not able to see yourself. Filmmaker can show things you don't see yourself, or you don't want to see, or you decided not to see. We decided not to think that we are killing animals. We decided not to think how this food appears in our plate. We decided not to know that we are killing 1.5 billion pigs a year. 2020, we kill, without 20,000, 1.5 billion pigs. You were working with chicken, Peggy, in my film, Gunda. In 2020, humans kill 66 billion chickens. Face it, we as creatures are killers. Because our main activities, not to make movies, not to talk, not to make press conference, our main activities to kill by massively over 1 trillion fish a year. These billions of animals we are killing, we have to kill, cut, freeze, transport, put in plastic, cut again, cook. In order to feed them, we have to cut forest. Half of the primary forest of Amazonia gone. Because we need to feed cows. We have 1 billion people has no access to water, clean water. In same very time, we have 1 billion cows on the planet. Each cow needs 10 times more water than human. Think about it. What we are doing, ridiculous, absurd. So, and don't forget, we are only creatures who invented torturing. We are only creatures who invented gun machines. We are the only creatures who invented nuclear bomb. We are the only creatures who invented Novichok. We are the only creatures who invented concentration camps. We are the only creatures who artificially inseminate other creatures. Right? We are doing this. And we pretend we didn't do it. We eat and we don't think about it. We know this, what we eat, is not something, but someone with emotions, with conscience, with feelings. We know that food has mother, father, kids. And 1 week ago, 1 day ago, was alive and happy or not happy. And we pretend it's appeared from the tree. Welcome to reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with what you were saying, many interesting things, but I was thinking that what we need right now is a jump of consciousness. That's what you're saying is...
No, we need not jump of consciousness. We need empathy. We need empathy. We have enough of consciousness.
No,
we need empathy. Consciousness, it's make us proud that we are conscious. We are so proud of ourselves. We are writing about ourselves endless. Novel after novel, film after film, all about us, how brilliant we are. She loves me, I love him. Come on. But conscious is something else. Conscious, it means what cow said to her kid, do not destroy. This is what is conscious. This is what is conscious. Do not destroy. We appear here and we fucking destroy everything. And it's written in the first page of Bible, mistake. Open first page, everyone, open first page of Bible. Just open. I'm sure you didn't ever open it. Open it, and you will not read second one if you are conscious. Because in the first page, written mistake, written, in the first day God made light and darkness, then earth, air, water, plants, animals, and day 5, God made human to rule all of this. Why human supposed to rule all of this? Which reason? Why human more important than elephant? Why human more important than pig? For which purpose we are more important? Why we can kill them? Why we can kill them? Because Leonardo was answering this question, Da Vinci. He said, we are killing them, we are dominating planet, not because we are most intelligent, because we are most cruel. We, you and me, and all of us, we can divide it in 2 big groups. One group of people believe in God, in creation. Another group of people, I'm talking very generally, right? Another group of people believe in evolution. If you're talking about God, you believe, at least in our part of the planet, in Christian part of the planet, if you believe in God, you believe in soul. You have a soul, right? You believe you have a soul.
I think so.
Yeah, you have a soul. But look at Gunda. Gunda has soul. You cannot miss it. You can definitely say she has her soul. Mm-hmm. You cannot. So, and it's, by the way, written, do not kill. They didn't say do not kill men. It's written, do not kill. So if you're Christian, face reality. Face reality, do not kill. But if you are not religious, you believe in evolution, right? It means you believe and you justify yourself by killing others because you believe we are on the top of evolution. Human is the top of evolution. We are on the top of pyramid. That's why we can kill others. But I'm warning you, guy. Evolution is not going to stop today. Evolution is something which is continuous. In 100 years' time, or in 10 years' time, will appear another creature. Maybe it's virus. Maybe it's another creature. more intelligent than us. Because evolution non-stop. And that creature might be also more cruel than us. And that creature might eat our kids in the Christmas party. Just face it.
Yeah, what I wanted to put on the table to add to this debate is, what if all that you said that humans do, we do because we are one of the most cruel of animals, and we cannot call ourselves humans. And that's when I said we need this step to be real humans, because humans don't do this. That's what I wanted to add to
Yeah,
you
know, I will not answer you myself. I will tell what Leonardo said and what Leo Tolstoy said. They both said same. To kill animal and to kill human is the same. It's just act of killing. We, as a creatures, you call us animal or human, we will not make next step in our life if you will not eliminate act of killing from our behavior. We will not improve our life. Because one reason or another, we will fight, we will kill. Today, maybe because of religion, disagreements. Tomorrow, maybe in territorial disagreements. After tomorrow, because of any other, we will kill each other. As last century, we were killing each other by billions in any continent. We have to stop doing it. We have to stop kill. We have to eliminate killing as part of our behavior. And we have to face that today we are killing by billions. Doesn't matter what, whom we are killing. This is the point.
One thing, it was also that it really touched me with what you said before about how we are made of images. That's what impact us the most and I would add not only heart but body. Your film will impact body of people who are in theater fully, with all your flesh and blood and emotions. How it has been, because I know that Around the World has been shown with a special screening with children and families. So how kids, a film without, as we were saying, no humans, no words, and how a kid reacts to this.
This is, by the way, this is very important for it was a film called 10 Minutes Old about Hertz Frank. It happened to me that when I was 17 years old, I came to big Russian Hollywood studio to film production. In 1 year, I was working in fiction films, doing everything. First, like helping to production designer, to dolly people, to light people, then I was assistant camera, cleaning lenses, then making focus and all this stuff. And then the DOP said to me, listen, guy, I guess you will be more helpful and happier if you go to documentary studio. This DOP told me. And he helped me he introduced me to the bosses of documentary film studio. And I just turned 18. And that day, when I came to that studio, in 1979. In that day, Hertz Frank came to Leningrad, to St. Petersburg, and he showed his film 10 Minutes Older. And if you remember that film, it's just nothing but kid. Kid watching theater, and just his face and all his emotions through his eyes, and all this huge life. You can see in 10 minutes he became different person. So, and it's one shot. This is very important for Günther. That's why in Günther is the last shot, 15 minutes, no cuts, just one single shot. All right. And when we had, this year was pandemic and it was almost no public screening. But every time I have public screening, there are kids in the audience. And every time kids coming to me saying, why no one told me? Why no one told me this? And I always say, talk to your mom, talk to your father. That's why I said to now for people who are watching us, watch Günther on the big screen with family, with your kids. Maybe for old people. By the way, in Spain, you guys eat 95 kilograms meat per year. 95, each of you. You are the leaders in Europe. You are more meat eaters in Europe. In Americans, they eat even more, about 120 kilograms. And of course, for you, it will be shocking if I say, look at me, I'm 60 years old. Since age 4, I didn't eat meat, and I'm still alive. So, but, and my kids, you know, I have 2 sons. One is 33, another one 18. They never try. No meat, no fish, no chicken, nothing. And they're healthy. So it means we don't need meat. Look at the horse. Horse is powerful, fast, energetic. Never eat meat, right? So it means, and look at your fingers. You don't have nails as a tiger, right? You don't have teeth as a tiger. So it means you are not predator. Nature made you not predator. Nature and evolution made you not predator. And nature did not create barbecue, did not create any pan and grill for you to cook meat, right? So it means, but kids are able to change. We are not able to change. And I don't think my film will change the world. But what I see, what kids reacting on the film, it's giving me hope. They will think that bush, that leaf, don't cut this leaf. It feels pain. Don't kill this animal. It has kids. And his mom, or if it's kids of someone, his mom will cry.
And have you had any feedback of if in China or in United States or in Russia the film has, how is received or is received all over?
The fact that all big newspaper, including like New York Times and Wall Street Journal, every newspaper and Guardian, whatever, they made Günther in the front page and everywhere. Like it means a lot, right? Because but you have to understand that I was trying to finance this film 20 years, and I did not find any producer for 20 years. So it means time was not there yet. People were not ready to understand this. People did not listen to me. People did not trust me. Even with my reputation, more or less successful, they did not still believe it's going to be a good film. But then, 20 years later, I first time pronounced it in Berlinale, 1997, and I called it Trinity that time. Not religious Trinity, but real Trinity. But it was not possible to finance. Only 20 years later, I found producer who believed me. You see, you need to be stubborn. Like you have to, you have to go. You have to believe in your idea, and then it will happen.
Yeah, and just to begin of what you just said, you have received praising from Paul Thomas Anderson, Alfonso Cuarón, Gus Van Sant, Lynn Ramsay, and Alexander Sokurov. How do you take this praising from these people who love cinema?
Yeah, but this is a question of cinema language, because people still consider documentary as a subject matter first, like a content, right? By the way, I'm talking to Asfavi and the festival. I want to make a call for filmmakers and critics and journalists and people who think about documentary. I believe we have a strange situation. I believe we have to invent new title for films, kind of what I'm doing, for this kind of cinema. Because if you call it documentary, we have few stages when we lost this. In the beginning, cinema was documentary, that first shot, and it was called cinema. But then very fast appears narrative cinema. And they took the title cinema, and they gave us title documentary. But then journalists, first propaganda took documentary and used propaganda in Germany, in Russia, and here as well. So propaganda was using documentary as part of their tools. Then journalists took documentary, and it became like tools of giving information and manipulating people and whatever it is. For good or for bad, doesn't matter. Important is if you see on the poster documentary, first you came to your mind, oh, it's something they will tell me. They will tell me about something. But it's not, right? It's a cinema, it's a film, it's a documentary, it's art of cinema, it's part of art, right? Part of visual art. So it means we lost title cinema, which belongs to fiction films. We lost title documentary, which belongs to TV films, informational films, any kind of talking head films, and even for good ones, even like Attenborough, it's still documentary, but it's not a film what we are talking now. It means creative documentary has no title. Not Vision not Cinéma du Réel, not real cinema, not creative documentary. It was not good enough title. It did not become popular, didn't become meaningful. In my opinion, until we will find such title for documentary, for artistic documentary, until we will not find this definition of it, we might lose it. We might lose it because now when Netflix and other platforms are putting more budget to distribution than to production, it means we have to forget Oscar will never in creative documentary anymore. Oscar will always belong to narrative documentary, because Netflix will put much more, Netflix, National Geography, Amazon will put much more money on distribution than to production. Mm-hmm. And they will dominate in any cinemas and in platforms and everywhere, and in public opinions. So they will dominate. So it means they will put us to the corner, as used to be. It took me and my friends took us a lot of time to achieve that we screen in the big cinema, not in the small ones, not at the big festivals and the big programs. It took us a lot of time to convince big festivals that documentary should not be screened in the small cinema. It could be screened in the big, in Sala Grande in Venice, or in Zoopalaz, or in Berlin, and it took us time to convince. Mm-hmm. And now we have to convince in other times that to viewers saying this kind of films is not just documentary, what you think is documentary. It's not talking heads, it's not information. It's film, it's art. Mm-hmm. And for distribution, we need to find that in the poster will be written, not fiction film and not documentary, but something else. And I just want to my colleagues, to everyone who respects such kind of film, let's find a title. Let's find a title which will stay.
So with this final call, Victor, I think it's the best way to finish this talk with you. Thanks so much. We open this call of Victor. We share it with you. Can we find a new name to this experientialist sensorial cinema for the big screen that we have put a tag called documentary, but can this tag be expanded? So we leave this conference with this inspiring question. Thanks so much, and see you again.
Thank you, Paul.
Welcome back. After talking with Viktor Kosakowski, we will following the international press conference of this edition of Docs Barcelona with the Palestinian filmmaker Samaher Al-Qadi. We are extremely honored to have her here in Barcelona. Her film, As I Want, was premiered in Berlinale this year, 2021. It's having a very strong international circuit of festivals, was also in CPH Docs, and for us it's a big honor to have the Spanish premiere of the film. I will be speaking with Samaher in a few minutes, just to give a little bit of context of her work. As I Want is her feature film debut. She was born in Palestine. As I said, the film is placed in Egypt. I'm going to ask her about her personal story because it's linked, I feel, with the essence of the film. After being raised near Ramallah, she moved to Egypt in 2003 to study documentary, and then in 2011, we all know what happened. The Arab Spring exploded, and all the media in the world was talking about this. But can a revolution be happening, and underneath the revolution, group of men be abusing and raping women in a square full of people? So that's what Samaher's film shows us, and at least here in Barcelona, we weren't aware of such reality. So his film, I feel, it shows what it means to be a woman in the Arab world. But it's a universal story. It's really inspiring for any women all over the world, and that's why we think it's really important to show this film here in Spain. As you know, it will be shown in filming online until the 13th of May. It will also we will have a screening in the theaters of CCCB tomorrow, Friday, in the afternoon. We will be talking with Samaher, and that's the content. I'm going to show you the trailer of the film, and then we talk with Samaher.
لما قالوا ده ولد تشدي حيجي وتفارق، ولما قالوا ده بنية هديت الحيط عليه. كنت دايما تغني هاي الأغنية، كنت دايما تقولي خلفة البنات هم للممات. ستاشر سنة لما تجوزتي، مثل بنتك مثل بنت بنتك. كيف هيك انخلقنا محكومين يما، محبوسين مخنوقين؟
الواد ما يعرفكيش، البنت تعرف تجيب لاهلها، انت عارفه حره ولا غلط؟ انا لو عندي 100 ولد مش هتفرق زي بنت واحده.
ليك مؤدبه عشان ما مدش ايدي عليك.
لا 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 لا، هو انا كلمتك؟ بين كل هالستات يما حسيت بقوة وجرأة طالعين من غضب مدفون جواتي من سنين. الصورة قوية، دليل صعب ينمسح من الذاكرة.
Samaher, welcome to Barcelona.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having me here, really.
It's a pleasure. As we all have seen in the trailer, I mean, words, I don't think make justice of the courage of most of the sequence of the film are, yeah, the strength you put there, it goes beyond the screen. So
Yeah, this strength I took from those women in the street. I felt so powerful among those women in the street. I mean, they kind of put a lot of encouragement inside me to be able to talk about me and my story.
I see, because the film has also many things happen in your life during the political part of events that are happening in Egypt, but at the same time you became pregnant, your mom dies, then there's also this personal involvement of the story. So I wanted to ask you if you can give us, I made a little bit of context of, in 2013, right, is the second anniversary of Arab Spring, where this group rape happened, but then in 2017 you have to leave Egypt. So
Yes.
many elements, if we can share a little bit.
The film is the why I have started the film, basically. Why I have did better to pick up the camera and go to the street and film. Every single day I leave the house, I take the camera on in the street to be able to actually search and ask questions. And those questions and this search that I wanted to do, it's just after what happened to all of this woman in Tahrir Square, the accident. It was about what happened in the beginning, because it happened to my best friend and she got raped in Tahrir Square among a lot of women after. But you know, when it happened to someone is too close to you, it put me in a so much frustration and anger, and I felt like I am in so much need to do something. It wasn't only about those accidents; it was also about the way how the society thinks of women, the way what is woman for them. You see, and in the same time, parallel with doing this. My mother died, just like actually my mother died like 1 week after the woman day, and she just died suddenly. And I always had a conflict with my mom, because I believe the way how we raise our children, it's very important. The way how we make them think of themselves and their confidence and their equality and who they are, it comes from the living room, basically, where you've been raised. So I wasn't never allowed to talk about all of these issues. What happened in Egypt and all of this massive of women, they just like explode in the street. For me, it was so powerful, even though that I come from Palestine and we are big fighters there, as we do now. Another story to talk about. So this power, it got inside me, and I came pregnant also in the same time. So I want mentally like flipped. Who am I as a woman? I'm the one, I get pregnant and I get birth of all of you. I felt so powerful, and it made me want to ask a lot of questions. So I was in the street every single day for more than 3 years to be able to find answers for my questions. And I think I faced a lot of, as you see in the film, a lot of shocking way of thinking of the woman. And I believe it's not only in the Arab countries. I do believe that it's all over the world. It's just different levels. So I put up my belly. I talked about me, my power as a woman, and maybe this is what scared them. Mm-hmm. I think. Why they will go and rape women in the middle of a huge demonstration, people among other people asking for freedom and for justice, is the same kind of question they are asking for. Why they will do that? Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is a question I wanted to find an answer for. But the story went beyond that. Beyond that. It went to a question of what does really mean to be a woman. Mm-hmm. And it's a funny question. Because it's like asking yourself what does it mean to have 5 fingers. Mm-hmm. I was born a woman. You were born with 5 fingers. I was born with 5 fingers. It's crazy. It's 2021 and we're still talking about this. And 2021, we're still negotiating freedom and justice for a human being, not only for women. I don't want to keep going because I can keep going about justice and freedom for all of us as a human being. Look what's happening in Palestine now. It's the same. For me, people are getting bored from talking about women. We are bored. Stop talking about women's rights. It's not women's rights, it's a human right. For me, it's a human right. I am a human being. So I don't want to frame it as a woman. And now you're bored from it, well, just do something about it. Then I stop bothering you. It's the same for freedom and justice in my country, with my people in Palestine. You're bored from talking about this subject, do something. End the injustice life, an unnormal life. So for me, it's all the same. It's all layered. I go back to my childhood. I present what happened in Egypt, and I will keep going, presenting all the suffering for humanity. This is the only thing I can do, because I'm still a human being. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. And actually, the film does exactly this. I mean, there are scenes that I was watching. I couldn't believe it. Like the scene you are in the car with your friends, and I don't know if you will agree, but for me the weapon, your camera was self-defense weapon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how I was contagious with the wow, when you are able to face this. Not even a human being. I don't know. They don't even respect the other person who has it. But you have the strength to face it and film it, because then that's the
evidence.
Exactly. That then you share with a lot of other people in the world that can be related to this. But many other scenes, like your strength is contagious, and I wanted to especially add the camera thing in this strength that I can see right now that you have.
I think I meant to use my camera as a weapon because that was the only weapon I could face people with. Mm-hmm. It's peaceful and it's real, and it makes you face yourself. It's like a mirror. It's like a mirror. So I wanted that. I was, as I said before, I was in so much frustration and anger. I didn't take my gun and went downstairs, even though sometimes you feel like are you going to a war just by walking in the street. So I did use the camera as the weapon. I went to the street. I wanted to face people like this guy. Not only the knife that was very, very, very weird, a coincidence. We were going to a demonstration for women, and he just passed. And we had the knife, but also the other guy. It was very fascinating talking to the people in the street. It's not easy to hold the camera and go and just, vomit what you feel in the other people and see how they think of it. It needed a lot of courage, but I had this courage because I took it from those women. They were massive of women in the street. They did what they can. Some of them went with a knife, some of them with like kitchen tools. I did want with the tool I know how to use. So for me, this guy comes like all women. They come from the rib of men. I was like, really? I thought your mom was pregnant and she get birth of you. It was a very interesting conversation. The way how people they look like they are aggressive to women, but actually this is the way how they've been taught. So for me, I am not doing this just to be against men, and also to make them actually ask themselves question. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Do you really use your brain? Mm-hmm. Like even in Western country, like man, woman, pink, blue, she can, he can, she can't, he can. In work, when the woman gets after 35, she doesn't get hired for work. Because it's a time for her to have a baby. As this says, I'm having a baby to continue this earth to keep going, and he's like, you have to appreciate, please. And you make us put us in the front line. Maybe there's a little bit of change will happen in earth if we get to understand the meaning of equality of a human being. Two human beings, man and woman. It's very simple. But a lot of people, maybe they don't want to do it because of the fear of that power. Because I do believe that we do have a power. It's not in the muscles. It's in here and in here. And it maybe scares them. For me, I see it like that. It's my own opinion. I see this massive woman, again, I said it in the street, I see like, wow, girls, let's do it. Maybe we can do a little bit of change of this horrifying life we're having all over the world. War, 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 blood, 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 women, women, women. This is what they're doing. And they're all men. They're all men doing that, not women. And I'm not against men. Again, I'm just telling everybody, think about it.
Yeah.
If you're really interested in building a good life in this earth. Because it's a shame. It's really a shame. It's enough. Get over it.
It's really inspiring what you're saying, because the film, I felt it's contagious for women. But now what you're saying, it's really important also that men can go to see this film, because what I was feeling is not that far away from the reality women must experience here in Spain, in Barcelona, in the streets, daily abuses. There, maybe they had less filters because it's kind of a stream but it's not that different. It's a universal story happening everywhere in the world. So I really like what you said, that this film also important that men go to see, not only for women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very important. And by the way, in the film, I present my father.
Yeah.
I made the whole film as a letter to my mom, because my mom suffered from that and thought that was the right thing to do. She died thinking like that. My father, he was different, and he's a man. He was cursed from the family because he was different, because he supported education. He supported not to be married in an early age. But he was kind of like not a man for the society, almost. And as you said, in Western, when I showed the trailer, only the trailer, I was teaching in an acting school in Fontainebleau, near Paris, and I was doing, movement and for the actresses. But I decided to also show a little bit of my work, and the girls, they were furious. They were like, "We need some people like you," not because of the courage that you talked about. At least in the Middle East, where we're facing a totally different level of harassment from, Western to the Middle East. But I feel that those women in the Middle East, they are in the front line of basics rights. We in the Western also in basic rights, but they have a little bit of protection here. A little bit of protection of the way of thinking, I hope. I do believe that in the Western there are a lot of unquality things around going on in terms of vote, if there's in the name of the man and woman, in terms of a lot of things, but it's not as basic as what we're facing there. So it's a little bit of breathe they have. But I'm sure that a beautiful girl, that she likes to dress up, she likes just to be a human, beautiful being. If she walk at midnight in the street of Spain, it's going to be dangerous for her too. She will be judged just for her body, just for who she are. So it's just like, guys, get over our body. This body brought you to this earth. Get over it.
And how is the current reality of this younger generation that is portrayed in the film, at least the energy, you feel that there's some energy there coming up. You have latest news of what's happening right now in Egypt in this sense?
Yes, well, I have a big respect for the women in Egypt. They are really, they are doing what they call feminist, that has been happening. They say it's started in the Western and in the US and the Me Too, but it's been happening since long time in Egypt. They've been in the front line long time ago, and they explode after that, the 2013. That was the explosion, But in the end of the day, it's, as I say all the time, this is our individual voices. They can't do much without the main power in any country. If the main power in any country don't support these individual voices and associations that present the way of thinking of women, the education, this will not go farther soon. No, it takes time, but a lot of voices are there, a lot. At least this is what we gained, as one of the girl in the film, she said. Maybe we didn't gain what we wanted from all of these revolutions that happened, but this is what we gained. Now we know what's our rights. We know. We know what's our rights, and that's really important, and we know what's our strength. Now, the big violent machine that can attack us has to make us think, and change takes time. It doesn't happen like that. It takes time if we keep going, if we have the patience and the passion for it, I believe. But it's happening. Lots of strong voices are there. Really, really proud of them. Really, in their art, in their music, are out there. Yes, are very, very inspiring as well.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear this, because also we have a film in the festival, a Moroccan film called Mothers,
Yes.
who talks about a reality in Morocco that here in Spain, at least I wasn't aware, that women who get pregnant out of marriage, they can go to jail.
Here? No,
Morocco.
in Morocco, yeah, of course.
But still, the film shows an association of women, one who has 65-year-old and one who is 25. And they are helping women who are in this trouble. Again, most of the problem is family. How will my family will react if I tell them that I got pregnant out of marriage? That's their main fear. And I wanted to know, has your family in Palestine watched the film?
Not yet.
Not yet. And
I'm so much looking forward. I don't know how the reaction is going to be. I do know that my sisters, they would love it. And they will tell me why you have to talk about this and that and this and that. I am looking forward for my father to see it, because he's a positive example. But still, I don't know how his reaction is going to be. I'm thinking to show it to them alone first before in the theater, because they know about the scenes, but to see yourself in a big screen with other people first time, it's too difficult. So I can't wait to go. I hope this film will also encourage people to really speak up about the freedom for any human being. I mean, this massive footage of demonstration and the power on them, it's the power of the people, it's the power of the voice of the people what we need. This is what we need for justice, for freedom, for equality, the power of the people. Government do a lot less, if nothing. We should not expect much from them. We should educate ourselves. We, as people, everywhere, all over the world. That's the only hope we have. We're not going to sit and tell them to tell us what to do, and after we be like cows walking after wrong direction. I hope this film will be also a big challenge for a lot of women to know the power they have. And can change anything, not only women issues. Yeah.
In Egypt, also, you think will be maybe difficult to show it, or you have plans?
It's not going to be shown in Egypt.
No,
I was dreaming.
No.
Maybe I should not say this. But yes, the film I don't think will be allowed to be shown in Egypt. I don't think so. When was showed in Berlinale, they were very excited and they sent us. And then when we showed this, I'm not gonna name any festival, but it was the only main big festival I wanted the film to be on it. But they told us that it's a censorship.
Oh, really?
and it's a really shame. So I will do the premiere in the Arab country, probably in Ramallah, in Palestine Cinema Days, with a lot of proud, because actually they were the first Arab country to support the film from the Ministry of Culture. Is my country. None of the Arab countries, including like a lot of big corporations, didn't really put any money, except the last month of editing, it was Doha Institute. But I was proud that my country wanted the change, wanted this kind of voices to get out. So I will probably do, inshallah, the premiere in Palestine Cinema Days to support my country, inshallah. Yeah.
It's great to hear this, yeah.
Yes.
And I will be also really curious of how it's received, right? Because at the end, a film is made to be shown, to be shared.
To should be shared, especially in my countries, in Egypt, in Palestine, in Tunisia, in Morocco. I want to show it in most of the Arab countries. I feel it's gonna put us back in the track, remind us what we have done, what we can do.
Yeah.
I hope. I
Yeah.
can't wait to show it in Arab countries. Yes.
And in big screen also again, because
Big
this
screen.
has a...
This is why I came to Barcelona. It was the
Exactly.
first time to be in the big screen with people all along. I hope it's
That-
gonna be good.
Yeah, that's the energy is shared, you know, when you are literally with other people.
Yes,
that
you can
we don't-
feel it, you can hear it, you
Exactly.
can see the reaction. It's very important for us. This is why it was very sad when it was premiered in Berlinale, the biggest film festival in Europe, and I was like sitting in the kitchen and smoking my cigarette and drinking my coffee, and the film is premiering out there.
Yeah.
It was really painful, but I was glad that it went very well, and the feedback was very, very, very strong, even after the CBH talks. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it's again, it's an extraordinary film. I mean, I cannot recommend it the most. When I was watching it, I was like, and I was feeling that any viewer will have the same feeling, because that's the essence of the film. One last question I wanted to know: editing process. It was difficult to, like I imagine you had lots of first hours, different formats. There's this recreation part.
Yes.
But how it was this?
It's a 7 years work.
Okay.
First 3 years, we had no fund. None. I was filming with a very poor little Panasonic camera and an external light. Like the knife scene was like that. And then when we get the first fund, slowly start to get more fund. And this took forever, but also to develop the story, to put myself in the film, to put my family in the film, to talk about dark issues. They are not supposed to be public. That took a lot of time. It's not easy to put your heart on the table. And I didn't even put it all. I just put a little bit of it. So that took time. And the recreation, which was funded actually from the Ministry of Culture in Palestine to do the filming. The editing took, we did a lot of versions, but the editing took at least, the official editing took a whole year.
Wow, okay.
Yes. Because it's a complicated film with a lot of layers in between two countries, personal and societies and other women's. I wanted to do it in a way, not, revolution only, and I wanted to whisper in people's ear. I just wanted them to hear in a different way, in a also cinematic way, as much as I could. So once I found the letter from my mom, things start to work. So it wasn't easy. But this kind of films are always not easy to do. I mean, documentary in general, but documentary and portrait about yourself and your life, it's even more difficult. So I finally made it. For last year, I thought, khalas, if I didn't finish this year, I will never finish. So I made it. It's good. Can't wait to start the second one.
Yes, we will be expecting what you're doing in the future, because once you find a filmmaker with such strength and energy that is contagious.
I can't wait to start the second one, believe me.
Let's do it.
Done.
Let's do
Flip
it.
the page.
So, shukran, Samaher.
Shukran leek. Shukran,
Pleasure
merci.
to have you here. Again, I invite you to come to the screening tomorrow afternoon. Share also your comments and feelings with Samaher. That's why we've been able to organize physical screenings this year in Docs Barcelona. Thanks so much, and I hope you enjoy this dialogue.